Alright, let's start off by talking about dimensions. Now, there are three main dimensions that we use in, well, everyday life. First of which is, well, the first dimension, which is basically nothing. It's just a line, which does nothing. The second dimension, however, is a dimension that only uses two axes, x and y, which basically makes a completely flat world, a completely linear world, if you prefer to talk about it that way, but in other words, it's just flat. The third dimension, however, has three axes, x, y, and z, z meaning depth of field. Now, this is what allows us to see in multiple depths of field, which is how we see in everyday life. In other words, it's three-dimensional, which is nice. Alright, in terms of entertainment, for some odd reason, we like to go between 2D and 3D. So we view this world on the television screen, and well, it's in 3D. The only problem is that we're viewing it in 2D, which in technical terms means we're not looking at anything in 3D. If it was real 3D, we'd be in this guy's shoes, or boots, I guess. But either way, we'd be able to walk around, actually touch everything that we can see, and interact with it. There is, however, well, there's Kinect, and what Kinect allows you to do is really feel as though you're the person inside that 3D world, which is nice, you know, it kind of brings that to the party. The only problem is, well, yeah, you end up looking like an idiot in your living room. And I find that's a bit of a problem.
A problem that needs fixing. And that is why I came up with this, the holographic arena. Now, the holographic arena is the perfect form of entertainment. It brings multiple forms of reality into your game, allowing you to be the character and the controller, and have everything around you in your own first-person perspective in a real sense of realism. Alright, so the way this works is really, imagine a giant room and/or an arena, and the floor, the walls, and the ceiling are all comprised of these projectors that can project holograms into the space that you were in and all around you. So what it basically does is that it will recreate or create any world that you see fits in this arena around you, in which you are free to interact with, touch it. If you touch a hologram, it will interact with you in a certain way. It will know that it does that or it doesn't do this, and it will know exactly why it should do what, which makes for an amazing gaming experience because it basically does what the Kinect does, but instead of you being in your living room, you are actually the person in the Kinect doing those things. So in the end, it really does just come down to how you look at this and how you interpret it to see whether this will actually do what it is supposed to do. Will it completely get rid of console gaming? Will it get rid of household gaming? I don't think there's any real way to know for sure, simply because we are not capable of this form of technology quite yet. But I think it is safe to assume that in the idea itself, there is a certain allure it has in just the form of you want to know what it would feel like to actually be the character in that game. And you want to know what it's like to be as Aragorn in Lord of the Rings, or, you know, Norbit. But I suppose we'll get there one day. Might not be tomorrow, might not be the next day, but one day.